Hey peeps, my name's Aisha and welcome to my channel. Today I'm going to give you my first thoughts and opinions on the Thunderstorms Saga. Um, there will be spoilers. Again, there will be spoilers. So if you want to play this yourself, you can. Either on your Android phone or your iPhone or your tablet. And they even have a beta version of this on the PC. So, yeah. Um, Before I get into my first thoughts, the plot summary goes a little something like this. When an elven sorceress can't tell her friends apart from her enemies, she can only rely on magic. Now, the Thunderstorms Saga is the 43rd book release on Romance Club. This book was released in August 2024. The author of this book is Alexander D., also known as Jester, who also wrote Moonborn, Legend of the Willow, and Sigh. Now you play as a character named Tish, but you can name her anything you want to name her. And the love interests so far are Velora, Ty, and Shar. I'm just gonna call him Nez because I cannot pronounce his name. I apologize. I cannot pronounce the third one's name. But those are the characters so far. Um but basically, my first impression of this story is that one, it's sad that we only got one chapter and not either two chapters or even three. Um, so I hate that we only got one chapter. Um, However, even though we only had one episode, I do enjoy the episode. It was actually pretty good. I thought it wasn't going to be good at first, cause I was like, oh my goodness, episode one don't usually be like nothing really interesting out. Nothing really interesting happens in episode one of anything. Like, it's basically the cliffhanger to the next episode, to episode two. That's all episode one has ever been. But this one, even though it is still a cliffhanger, it is still very interesting. So you play as Tish. She is, I want to say she's an elven noble. Also, I like the fact that you get to not name, but you get to choose what type of elf your character gets to be. There's three types: forest elf, dark elf, moon elf. Um, so anyone you could choose, and not only that, but each one stands for different powers, because there's three powers, three type of magic you could do: nature, summoning, and transmutation. I want to say the forest elf is nature, the dark elf is summoning, and the moon elf is transmutation. Um, and I'm also curious to know if this is going to be um, love, sin, and evil, and what's the other one? Soulless. Yeah, I wonder, is it gonna be like those two? where you have to like do a balance of each variable. Like you gotta do it, like you gotta get a certain amount of nature um points, a certain amount of summoning and certain amount of transmutation. I wonder if that's a thing in this one. I feel like it probably is because usually usually if they want you to like pick one, they would like tell you like you can only pick one. But I feel like this might be one of the books where you have to balance it out and stuff. So yeah, I'm kind of curious about that. But back to the story ahead. Basically Tish, she is a noble. Yeah, she's of like a noble family. However, both her parents were killed in the war. There's a war going on between the Ishai, like that's the empire there that she is with, and then they don't really say the name of the other one. They just call it the empire and stuff. So I wanna say um yeah, I wanna say you have the Ishe, the Ishai, and then you have the empire. Like that's what they call them. But basically Tish um dang it, I can't think of the words. I want to say, um, basically, her king. I'm just gonna say that, like her king, um, yeah, her kingdom. Okay, so the kingdom that she's in, is they at war with another kingdom, only known them as like the empire, because that's what they keep calling them. But yeah, so um, these two kingdoms, they are at war with each other, and it seems like the empire, it seems like they're getting the upper hand to the point where Tish King had to call a peace, like not peace but a truce between the two kingdoms. And the truce basically the truce detailed in the king, Tish King, basically sending his daughter to marry the prince of the other kingdom and a few more things, but that's the main thing. And Tish is to be a one of the king's daughters, lady in waiting. So, and but before she even, I want to say like she doesn't even want to do that. She actually wanted to like it's not, I'm not gonna say escape, but she wanted to like leave the safety net of the castle because um the king let her stay at the castle when her parents were killed. And so um she so he gave her a good life, but you know she wanted to basically do something for her kingdom, and she wanted to actually fight, but like the king didn't want her to do that. He had another suggestion for her, which is being a lady in waiting. She didn't want to do it, but like you can't say no to the king. So I was like, okay, all right. Anyway, um, you have um also, I apologize because I'm gonna butcher these names. I just want to let you know that. You have another lady in waiting. She's kind of I don't know. She kind of I don't like her. She just look kind of. She just sound kind of snooty. I think her name is Tenderly and stuff like that. I'm gonna call her Ten. But anyway, you have the other lady in waiting, 10, who um she seems to act like Tish frenemy. And then you also get to know a bit of Volora, who happens to be the king's sister, and she's coming along with you. Um, what else? After, because I want to say that like the group basically, yeah. Again, I'm gonna have to do nicknames because again, I do not know how to pronounce the prince's name, but um, I'm gonna say Fan because like you know, her name begins with those letters. So Fan. So Fan's not really, she's not really feeling this. Like, yeah, she's not really feeling basically this whole arranged marriage, but she's still going to do it. Not to mention, she also doesn't like the fact that there's a like a rumor going around that the kingdom that she's going to marry into is cursed because the king's two wife were killed, not killed, but like they died natural causes and stuff like that. Not to mention his older, I want to say, yeah, his older son too. And so like people believe that that kingdom is cursed and stuff like that, even though that's just rumors. And not to mention they have dragons on their side, which is another reason why they seem to be winning the battle and things like that. So basically, Tish and the group go to meet with Ty, who is the prince of the other kingdom, and also Fan's future husband. And not only do we meet him, but we also meet Nez, who is another love interest, and he's a dragon rider. And all I have to say is, I could tell you one thing. The graphics here is amazing and beautiful. I like the little videos that like you get um in episode 1 because you get a few videos. But yeah, the graphics is so beautiful and stuff. So shout out to Romance Club for that. And the dragons, like there's um Nez dragon, who is a pretty black dragon, very gorgeous, but I feel like all the dragons are black because um there's another scene like at the end where Tish has to ride with a dragon rider, and yeah, so I thought that like each dragon would look different, would be like a different color and stuff like that. But that's just me. I've been watching too much How to Train Your Dragon. um, but anywho, what else happens? Like after they meet each other, oh, Fan has to do like a ritual for Ty to accept her as his bride. She ends up doing it. It's a simple little ritual and stuff. Um, and of course, like there's a moment where Tish is talking to Nez, like she's trying to make conversation, but Nez don't want to hear it. And of course, Tish like, okay, he don't want to talk, so I ain't gonna even try to force him. So I just thought that I just thought that was hilarious because I was like, wow, I kid you not. It's like, why did I waste? Like, I kid you not. I was like thinking to myself, why did I waste my gems if they was gonna have a conversation? I think that's one of the things didn't like about this episode is that it seemed like every time I use my gems, like nothing really amazing happens. Like you don't really get too much of anything when you use the gems. So I would say don't use your gems um for the first episode. That's just me cuz I feel like nothing comes nothing useful comes from them and stuff like that other than like their clothes. But um yeah, like the the gym options in this episode was kind of disappointing, but aside from that, um we find out that cuz when everyone's asleep and Tish she I just think it funny that she went out to pick some berries and stuff cuz she saw some berries, and so she went to pick some berries to eat them, and she overhears Fan talking to someone, and basically Fan is saying how she don't want to marry Ty and stuff, basically saying that she wants to commit treason. Like, you could basically, that's what it is. She's committing treason, and of course, Tish is horror to see this because like the whole point was to make like a truce with this kingdom, and you want to just undermine that truce. I don't think that's right. But anywho, um Trish ends up running away because she ends up dropping the because she had a little branch in her hand, and somehow that made a sound when she dropped it, a sound loud enough for Fan and the person who she's talking to hear. And of course, Tish runs away, and she goes to sleep pretending nothing happened. But in the morning, um Fan has disappeared. Everybody's trying to look for her, and the wildest thing that happens, the shocker for me, is that they end up finding Fan, but she end up dead. And it seemed like she did it herself, but however, we all know that that's not how it goes with a romance club book. Just because it looked like she may have done it to herself doesn't mean she did do it to herself. So, and of course, this starts like a little fight. A fight breaks out between the two kingdoms, and Ty actually, he basically intervenes. He tells them to stop and said, you know what? He basically continues. Yeah, he basically continues on like nothing happened, which I thought was crazy because I'm like, wait, how we pretending that nothing? Yo, I'm sorry, but your bride just died just now. We just gonna he's you know what? We just gonna get to the treaty, because I was like, wait, but isn't the truce over with? Because you ain't got no bride. I'm confused. But he's like, no, no, we're gonna go back to my castle and stuff because y'all wanted a truce, so we're gonna go back to the castle. And so that's when they pair off on riders, and the people that are left are I want to say the king's second in command, um the king's sister, the other lady in waiting, and then Tish. And Tish is on another rider, and it seemed like something's wrong with him because he's coughing and stuff like that, and then he has to stop. Yeah, he has to like, stop at a place because he's over here coughing and things like that, and it seemed like he's been poisoned. And of course, Tish tries to help him and stuff because she doesn't want to be alone with his dragon. She doesn't know if his dragon is friendly or if his dragon gonna eat her. So she trying to help him out as best as she can, and he ends up choking her, and that's where the episode leave off. I kid you not. The episode leaves off with her getting choked. Like, we don't know what happened. We don't know. It just ends because like it says something like he has his hands wrapped around her throat, and like you see the veins. It seemed like he's changing, type of situation, and that's how it ends. And I was like, really? Now, Romance Club, y'all be ashamed of yourselves. How y'all gonna give us one episode? Because it actually was getting pretty good and stuff, but like, I, I was very upset. But overall, I enjoyed it. I just didn't like that the gym choices didn't really lead anywhere. Like, again, they were very short. Like, I kid you not. It's like what's the point of using the gym? So I would say, like, wait for like episode 2 and onwards, because I feel like episode 1 you really didn't need to use your gems. Maybe for the clothes, if you like the clothes and the hairstyle, but for anything else, I'm gonna say no, because I was so disappointed. I was so disappointed. I was like, dang. And then also another thing that was very curious to me, because I'm not gonna lie, but because one of the option is you get to talk to Ty, and the way we was talking to Ty, I was kind of confused because it seemed like the way that like Tish and Ty was interacting, like they could be lovers, and it's like, wait a minute, but ain't he like going to be married to Fan, but no more, cause she not here. I don't mean laugh, but I just thought that was funny because I was like, I guess they're not gonna get married. That's all I was thinking, especially if there seems like a moment and stuff. Also, I find it interesting that so far we get 3 love interests and stuff. Like, I'm just surprised. I was like, that's interesting. I was thinking we probably get more, but I mean, I don't mind 3 love interests. I just thought that was pretty interesting. Um, though I have to say, um, the love interest, um, well, I feel like people will love Valora and also Ty. I feel like people would like Valora and Ty. Nez is the one I'm kind of like side-eyeing because, like, he's cute, but I don't know why, but his attitude kind of reminds me of Rob. I think that's the reason why I'm not really feeling him, because he kind of reminds me of a wannabe Rob from Arcanum. I kid you not. Especially Rob from season 2. Yeah, that's exactly who he kind of reminded me of. So that's why I was like, he kind of giving me a wannabe Rob. So I'm not really feeling him. But overall, I am interested to know like what's going to happen next and things like that. Um, Especially since it's like, I don't know, this this one is a doozy, because it's like I don't know what to think. Like, again, it's interesting. It catch my eye. I want to play more, but it's like I don't know where it could go. Like this is one of the stories that like is not predictable at all. It's very unpredictable. It could go, it could read thinking, it could go right when it goes all the way left. So overall, I enjoyed the story. I don't have a love interest that I'm like feeling at the moment. Because like I said, Ned's, I roll my eyes at him, and I roll my eyes at Ty too. So yeah, I don't really have a love interest so far. But let me know down in the comments below what you guys think. Like, do y'all have a love interest already? And if you have played this, what did you think about it? Did you enjoy it? Also, which elf did you choose? I know I chose the dark elf. So did you guys choose the forest elf, the dark elf like me, or the moon elf? Let me know down in the comments below. And thank you for um, coming along this far in the video. I appreciate it, especially since this video is all over the place. I apologize. But again, thank you so much. And until next time, see ya.